Hi, everyone. Bill Renchley in the 1011 Now streaming studio. Time for another LNK Streets and Utility Beats segment. This is our once-a-month check-in with LTU Director Liz Elliott. Happy to have her in the studio. Liz, how has your summer been going so far?
It is off to a great start.
Yeah.
It's been nice. I'm glad it's not 90 degrees outside. But it's good. It's going very well.
I would say give it about 24 hours. You might have a different answer.
Okay. I'll enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah, that's right. That's what we have to do. All right, Liz, we have a couple of different kind of topics we want to talk about today. First one is almost fireworks season. Sooner rather than later, we're going to start seeing the firework tents pop up.
Right.
And while the fireworks are great, they can be a little messy.
They're a little messy and they can be a little dangerous. So I love a good fireworks show. We just want to make sure that it's done safely and everyone is safe at the end of the holiday weekend.
And so, obviously, the big thing is the cleanup afterwards. And everyone wants to shoot off the fireworks, but nobody really wants to stick around to do the cleanup, right? They
don't, but the cleanup really is the most important part because fireworks are great for really good memories and those oohs and ahs, but it's the cleanup that is so important to ensure that not only is your neighborhood clean, but our waste haulers and those dealing with the trash and the cleanup also stay safe.
And, I'm just remembering what my street looks like here in a couple of weeks, and it just makes me shudder a little bit. A lot of it's obviously cardboard, but it's not necessarily cardboard that you can just toss in the recycle.
Right. It's a couple different things. One, because it is cardboard, I love that people are thinking, let's recycle, but hold off on a second on the fireworks because just because it's cardboard, it actually is not the best for recycling. And because of the materials that they use to make fireworks, it actually is harmful and hazardous, so we're unable to recycle those products. So those products, all fireworks, after you've soaked them in water, because we do not want them to reignite, we want you to put those in the trash can, not the recycling bin.
Yeah, and I'm sure I'm probably echoing what LFR would probably say here too.
Yes.
Just dump them all in water. As soon as you just
dump them.
Don't feel bad.
Get a 5-gallon bucket of water that's shown in here and soak everything. Let it sit there overnight if you want. Let it soak, because so often people throw them in the trash, which is good, but they reignite, and that's what we don't want to happen. Is we don't want them to reignite. We want them to be completely out, wet. Soaking wet is fine. Just put them in your trash safely.
I'm sure all the firefighters probably pull their hair out a little bit because inevitably they go on a lot of calls.
They do.
My trash can started on fire. How did that happen?
Right, and it happens all the time. It's one that we just want to make sure everyone stays safe, people's property stays safe. Our firefighters, we would love for them to be bored on the 4th of July.
That would be nice.
That'll be my gift to them.
They would appreciate that. So also super important, again, to do it in a timely, get everything cleaned up, picked up out of the street, because if it were to rain, a lot of this stuff is going to get washed into our waterways.
Right. We have a saying that if it's in our streets, it's in our streams. And that's because all of our storm inlets that you see, things that go down those. So whether it's when you're driving and everything kind of goes towards it or the rain washes it down there, those go directly to streams and rivers. They're not getting treated before they get dumped into a stream or river. It's a direct connection. So whatever debris, whatever hazardous materials you put down a storm drain are going to impact the fish and the wildlife that are drinking it, or if people are playing in the streams. So we really want to make sure that you're sweeping up all of the fireworks right after, soak them in water, and then put them in the trash.
Yes. The one time you'll hear us say, do not recycle that cardboard.
It's one of the very, very few times you will hear me say, do not recycle them.
Yeah, because, again, you guys, beautiful picture here, Antelope Valley.
It is.
This is where stuff like that can end up.
It goes directly to Antelope Valley, Salt Creek. Salt Creek, we know, goes right into the Platte River. So it's going into where wildlife is there. People play, they swim. So we really want to make sure we're keeping everybody safe, not just from fires and burns, but also just the chemicals and the debris that we don't want in our streams.
Which I'm going to throw you a curveball here, because you guys also gave me this beautiful picture. I don't know how to say it. Beal Slough? Slough. Okay.
Yes.
I have wondered that for years. I meant to ask you that before we started, and I completely forgot.
It's Beal Slough, even though it's Slough. It looks like sloof or slough.
One of those words. One of those words we had on our whiteboard in our hallway. We write something up there every day for everyone to answer. And what's a word that's spelled? And I should have written slough up there for.
It's a good one to know for trivia night.
It is. So kind of a nice segue here, though, but from firework debris cleanup, protecting our waterways, to water conservation. Getting to that time of year when all of a sudden you blink and it's been hot, 2 weeks it hasn't rained, the ground's cracking, and everything like that. Super important to really take water conservation into
We've been
account.
lucky this month. We've had some really good rains, but we do know with fireworks brings the heat, as we were just talking about, 90 degrees coming up here in 24 hours. And then the rain tap kind of shuts off, and that really puts us into tight spots sometimes. Hopefully not this year, but water conservation is always something, whether we're in a drought or not in a drought, is something that we really want to practice. Fun fact of the day, our water usage here in Lincoln more than doubles in the summer, strictly because of outdoor irrigation. So watering your lawn has a huge impact on the water that we use. There's some years where we almost triple water use, and those are the drier years, and those are the years we really want to conserve water even more.
I would love to know, again, I'm not going to put you on the spot and give me the exact, but 2012, most recently, flash drought across the state. That summer we had horrible heat. I would love to know kind of what that year maybe looked like.
So you can go to our website. We put out our summer water usage on our website, and you can go back through the years and see how they compare over time.
Okay.
I don't know if we go clear back to 2012, but we go back pretty far. So you can see, compare May, June, July, August across the years.
Nice. I might have to do that. As soon as we're done here, I think I know what I'm doing. That's surprising, just doubling just from outdoor.
More than doubling just from outdoor usage.
I mean, I water my lawn.
Right.
But and I notice my water bill goes up a little bit in the summer, but it's not doubling.
Right. Well, so for the average lawn, what is the average lawn? It's about 7,000 square feet here in Lincoln. That's about $24 extra every month.
Okay.
So you can go on to the water billing site, and you can see all of your water usage, and that you can help yourself save a little money. I know you didn't expect me to come here with money saving tips, but one way you can do that is just don't water your lawn as often. So question for you though, are you someone who sets it and forgets it?
I do set it and forget it, but I have a smart sprinkler that every morning it will tell me like, hey, we think there's rain in the forecast. Do you want to cancel the watering today? And I can say yes or no. And so the last 2 days I said don't do it because I know it's going to rain.
That is fabulous.
Yeah.
I can't wait till that's in everyone's homes, because that's one of the biggest things is lawns don't have to be watered every day. They don't need to be watered every other day. I was talking to someone who's in the landscaping industry, and they were saying that's absolutely, you don't have to do. So even if you skip one watering per week for a month, that's $100 you're putting back into your pocket. So if you're wanting to find easy ways to reduce cost, your grass is still going to be green just by reducing one a week.
One a week for a month is $100.
On average, yes.
I mean, you can say don't water your lawn as much in the summer, but when you can say that's costing you $100,
right?
That's a big difference.
It is, and it's something that's easy to understand. It's like, really, if you water twice a week and you just cut it down to once a week, you're saving $100 right there.
And I can't tell you how many times I see it, and it makes me kind of cringe a little. People watering in the middle of the afternoon.
Yes.
Or, again, like you said, when it just rained and the sprinklers are on. And it's just like...
You'll see they're on while it's raining. And it's so hard not to drive around. And you just want to knock on the door and be like, can I shut off your sprinkler, please? Or when it's really windy. That's another one we don't often think about is when it's windy, you're literally throwing money out the window because it's not watering your lawn like you think it is because it's blowing into the neighbor's lawn. So it's really important to not set it and forget it, to have some control and make sure you're checking whether you have a smart system or you just, like ours, you just got to go down the basement and shut it off when the time comes.
Well, I mean, most of them, again, I've never had an in-ground sprinkler system. Ken, our chief meteorologist, Ken Shimmick, was excited he got one. It has a sensor on it. If there's been more than a half inch of rain, it shuts off. But all these are on a timer. It's like, just go set it for the middle of the night.
Yes.
Or, super early in the morning, super late at night. Why not 2 o'clock in the afternoon?
Exactly. And that's exactly what we do is we set it for about 2 a.m. And then, but we also make sure that if we watch the forecast to know if it's going to rain, we do shut it off.
Yeah. And so how, obviously we're here doing it now, but how are you guys trying to get this out into the public?
Absolutely. So we try and put it out right now. We do have our annual water conservation efforts going on. So you might drive by and see some billboards. If you follow us on any of our social media, you will definitely see a lot of our information going out there. And we encourage people to check out our website because we do have fun. If you're going to have trivia night, you could tell people how much water people used in May of 2020 if you want to. If you check out our water usage, you can also get some additional water conservation tips on our water conservation page. So we encourage everyone to check out our website, our social media, and don't forget to look up and see our billboards as you're driving along Nebraska Parkway and I think Cornhusker Highway.
There you go. And so again, lincoln.ne.gov/water rates. You want to check out the water rates. I was looking at that earlier because I always see like the units used on my bill, and I've always been like, what is that? 1 unit's 100 gallons.
Can be, yes.
And so now I'm a little alarmed at how much water. I'm going to blame it on my 2 children. /water rates, and then there's the /water conservation, which is what we're looking at now.
Yes.
All good places for information.
They are. Lincoln.ne.gov/water conservation. There's a wealth of information, good resources for everyone there.
All right. You were giving us some financial advice. You got any hot stock tips or any other lawn care sort of tips?
Next time I'll go, but you don't have to water every day, and the wind will carry away your water, so don't water on windy days.
There we go. All right. Anything else that's top of mind for you guys over at LTU?
We have so much going on. We really encourage everyone.
I probably should have framed that. There's a lot.
There is a lot, but it's fun. We always encourage people to check out our projects page because you can see all of the great work. Before I leave, I always like to give maybe a fun fact. So we've been replacing lead service lines since we're talking water. Yes. Our first year goal was to do 200 lead service line replacements just to get things going and the community interested in it. We've replaced over 225 in less than a year, and our goal is to do 500 in this next year as we're going into it. So all things water is what we're focusing on, but we really hope everyone has a safe 4th of July. Soak your fireworks, conserve water, and everyone's going to have a safe summer.
There we go. Awesome. Liz, thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate it. I apologize in advance for the weather the next 4 days on behalf of me and the rest of the weather staff.
As long as you bring rain, eventually we'll be okay.
Eventually. It looks like maybe next week. So appreciate you, Liz. Appreciate everyone for tuning in, watching again. Keep it tuned to 1011, both on air and online, for all the latest. Until next time, hope everyone has a nice Wednesday.
1011 News is everywhere. Download our smart TV apps and follow us on social media at 1011 News.